Hello and welcome to another Kitplus TV supported by MediaProxy. Today we're continuing our series of openGear discussions and are delighted to welcome Jessica Colyer from D2D Technologies. Hi Jessica, welcome to the show.
Hi guys, what a pleasure it is to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Brilliant. So first of all, let's have a little bit of a brief thing. D2D. What do the D stand for? And you know, what's your game? Yeah.
Well, great question. We're designed to deliver was the idea that it came up with. So basically, we do that. We deliver video. We do it really well over SRT. Primarily, and we have our openGear card, which we were going to be showing you at NAB, but well, I guess I'm showing it to you now virtually, which is great. But we primarily make multiplexers, and we send signals via SRT, whether we're receiving a bunch of signals and muxing them in or demuxing them, or sending out signals like is in a hub and spoke where you have a central station and then translators all around. And as you know, the US is big and there's a lot of translators everywhere. So this has really become a big deal in the United States for smaller stations that can't really afford satellite, right? At $200 an hour or whatever a satellite is. Now people can actually take their ASI signal and send it through the common internet, and boom, it shows up as a satellite signal in their control room. It's instantly gen locked and plumbed into the switcher. And it makes it really easy for people to either use it as contribution or to use it as distribution. So it's pretty much a game changer in my mind for the distribution and contribution markets here in the US. And now it's going global.
So I guess as people are moving away from satellite now, your business must be exploding with more and more people wanting to do this.
Yes, actually it is. And in fact, now that a lot of people are doing everything remotely because of, this pandemic, we have weather people now that are inside their bedrooms or wherever they are in their living rooms doing weather. And this is really easy. We just basically have a throwdown box you could put down at the other end and plug a cheap encoder in there or a good encoder, whatever you like. And it's an instant ASI signal out to the station. And again, it's already, all I got to do is plug it into a satellite decoder that takes ASI in, which most stations have literally dozens of satellite decoders in there that are just collecting dust. Now they can reuse this platform because the decoders are coming out and they're already gen locked into the switcher and ready to come up as a receive site. So it made it really easy for a lot of stations to add beauty cameras and remote anchors and remote weather people, cooking shows, everything. So it's really, really changing everything as we know it.
And that's great. I mean, we know all about doing green screen from home. It's kind of what we're doing here now. But so that's great getting the remote talent in. What about? I mean, is this improving people's ability to set up, sort of lots of channels? This is distribution as well. This just means that you can just chuck out hundreds of channels. Yeah.
Exactly. And, now that basically what's happening is the slices in the pie are getting smaller. Back in the day when digital came out, everybody was given 19.3962 megabits per second to play with. And that was pretty much back then. That was one channel. But then they realized, oh, well, now we could start adding more and more and more channels. So this actually adds revenue to a lot of stations and has begun a big birth for the LPTV market here in the United States, which is, I don't know, you guys you're old enough, you remember cable access when all of a sudden the cable company decided they had a whole bunch of bandwidth they could give away. Well, this is actually really great because it's adding a lot of content that other people wouldn't ordinarily see, specifically out in some of the low-lying rural areas where people can't afford cable. Now LPTV is springing up with everything from cooking shows to QVC, which is a shopping channel. There's a lot of religious and worship and educational out there. And again, it's also adding in educational TV as well. So it's a big deal.
And I suppose that then leads on to how they can use SRT to get contribution video into the channel as well.
Exactly. Yeah, as I said, you could either have, now you can have your weather person at home, or in some cases, beauty cameras, or there's a station in Chicago that's actually talking with the newspaper. And so like every day they like to do an entertainment report from the local newspaper in Chicago. And, back in the day, they would have to pretty much either set up a microwave link or they'd have to set up a sat shot or something to that effect. But now they can just use this box and bring that in as contribution every day. And it's as simple as plug it into an IRD, which is just a, integrated receiver and decoder in their control room.
Now, I'm going to ask you to expand a little bit on a phrase you used a moment ago, which is new to us, but it might be quite a common phrase over there. But hub and spoke.
Yes.
Give me a bit of an explanation of what you mean by that.
Well, you think of a bicycle wheel, right? And you have the hub, and then you have spokes that go out everywhere else. So basically your TV station or your head end, as they call it, would be your hub. And then now they can easily send out spokes. So a good example was a religious broadcaster here in the United States that had one central church. And obviously with COVID happening, people couldn't go to church anymore. So they were able to take their message and send it out pretty much all over with very minimal bandwidth to different LPTV markets and full power stations. So basically they were the hub, and then they can use the openGear SRT card in a ROS frame and just send them out. And then the way that these throwdown boxes are set up is basically you can just toss it down, you plug internet in the back, and then ASI magically comes out. So they could instantly broadcast their message, and they were the hub, and everyone else that receives it is a spoke.
And brilliant. Is that the openGear? Is that the openGear 5220 card that you're referring to there?
Yeah, actually, we've sort of reimagined it, and now it's the 5220. So it's already grown a generation. But yeah, that's basically this card, which just takes up 2 spots in a ROS openGear frame, and it can send out up to 8 spokes, SRT streams, or receive 8 spokes. So the opposite to hub and spoke would be spoke and hub. So, you have a hub, and here you're pulling in all different kinds of contribution. And then it's going one ASI out to your encoder, your transmitter, whatever.
So what other benefits are there to this system? To the if they're distributing it out, to all of these different places in the hub and spoke, what other benefits does your solution bring?
Well, that's a great question, actually. So once you get the signal from point A to point B, like let's say you are a spoke and a hub, well, the thing here is the FCC could want to change. So you might be, say, WXYZ in Albany, New York, but you're sending the signal out to Clovis, California, and it's going to be K321 or whatever. So the nice thing is we have the ability to rebrand that virtually, as well as change the channel number, because what might be channel 42-3 in New York might be 55-1 or -7 in California. So rebranding is the main key. So it's not like even though you're sending out the exact same content, you can rebrand it and then also add in local EPG, which is your PSIP, your channel guide. And then more importantly, you can also add in a local emergency alert. So if there should be a tornado or a hurricane, or in the case out here in California, a fire, alerts could be sent in at the local level, even though the programming is coming from 2,000 miles away. And so we were actually very instrumental in using the openGear chassis, as well as our 3220 card for the public broadcasting system here, PBS in the United States. We established their warn system, which was basically a wireless alert EAS system. But what PBS was thinking of, like for the instance here in California, when there's a fire, they shut the towers off. They shut the cell towers off. So you no longer have cell service to warn you that a fire is here. You can now turn on your TV and get the same alerts through PBS, which was basically a text protocol of what the alert is. So in addition to sending the signal out via SRT, multiplexing it or demultiplexing it, we can also add PSIP, rebrand it, and add an EAS alert, all with this one openGear card.
So Jessica, where can people find out more? Because I think you've also got an online SRT guide somewhere as well, haven't you?
We do. In fact, if you go to our website at D2D Technologies.com, in there is some support and some resources. And of course, you're always welcome to give us a call. Our numbers are in the D2D Technologies.com website. And I like talking to people, so I would love it if you'd call me. And if you've got more questions, we're here. I'm not getting to go to NAB, guys. So this is it. It's my booth. So yeah, please call or reach out. Let's hope so.
Yeah.
Let's hope so.
Yeah. We really enjoyed talking to you as well today, Jessica. Thank you very much
Likewise.
for your time. And as we say, fingers crossed. I'm sure we'll get together in Vegas, April 2022. So,
I hope so.
As Jessica says, do head over to D2D Technologies.com where you can find their SRT guide. You'll find it under the resources menu, I think. Thanks to MediaProxy for their support of Kitplus TV, and thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.